Okay, today on the agenda is deck tech for the Mimeoplasm. He's was the poor Mimeoplasm, no longer poor. It's been doing pretty well, I think, and the deck is looking just about complete. So, there's the commander. And for lands, we have 36 lands. Not a lot of mana rocks. Starting with basics, we have a lot. We have 8 forests. 8 forests, and we have 5 islands. I like my basic lands. And we have 5 swamps. Nice and pretty here. So 18 total basics. Next, we have 16 non-basic lands. We have 4, which is 4 blue and green ones. When Thornwood falls, gains me 1 life. Lumbering Falls can turn into a 3/3 creature. Temple of Mystery makes me scry 1. And a Simic Growth Chamber. Next, we have 2 blue and black ones. Dark Water Catacombs and a Dismal Backwater. And finally, 1 black and green and a Jungle Hollow gains me a life. So 3 lands that can gain me a life. Next, for non-basic lands, we have an Opulent Palace, which is all 3. Command Tower, a Reliquary Tower, a Alchemist Refuge. Creatures can have flash. A Novigen Heart of Progress. A Kalani Garden. Can make a 0/1 plant. A Turn Timber Grove. Sumpus 1. A Llanowar Reborn as Graft. And a Pendelhaven. That is the lands. 36 lands. Moving on, we have 63 other cards and only 2 artifacts, which are Soul Ring and Venture's Journal. I could use a Ozolith and a Coat of Arms, but I don't have those. I have 6 instants and 6 sorceries. So starting with the instants, we have a Cyclonic Rift. One of my favorites, a Gridlock, a Sultai Charm, a Mystic Genesis, which can counter a spell, Plasma Capture, another counter spell, get me some lands, and a Void Slime. 6 sorceries, which are a Miming Slime, get a big ooze. A Slime Molding, get another big ooze. A Gelatinous Genesis, another big ooze. A Increasing Savagery. A Villainous Wealth, haven't played it yet, but fits the colors, I want to try. And my favorite sorcery, Sleep. 9 enchantments. Starting with the only black one, a Corrupted Zendikon. Turn a land to a 3/3. Then we have this Ooze Garden, an Ooze Flux, and a Gutter Grime. Play around with oozes. Next, we will have a Crass's Incubation, slows people down. A Haldan's Climb can transform into a land rock. Next is a Hardened Scales, a Garruk's Uprising, it's a new one, and a Leyline Abundance. And, and another new one here, Court of Garenberg. Okay, moving on to creatures. There is 40 creatures in total. A lot. It is creature heavy. And so there's going to be 33 ooze. It's pretty much every ooze ever created besides like the 4 red oozes. Doesn't fit in the colors. And 7 non-ooze creatures. A lot of creatures. So we'll start with the non-ooze creatures. And the old commander of this deck, which is Prime Speaker Zenaga. She's alright in this deck. And then we have 2 shapeshifters here, and a Paragenic Mimic, and an Altern Ego. Next we have a Corpsejack Menace, very good with the 1/1 counters, and a Master Biomancer, which did pretty well in one of the other games. And then to finish off the non-ooze creatures is a Titanith Rex. You can give a card Trample, and a Wonder. Pretty much my only flying option in this deck. Now, what everyone's been waiting for, 33 ooze creatures. Make a little room here. Of course, the Mimeoplasm, which I don't play as much as I should, but we have a Mori the Collector, which I don't use his companion, but he's still an ooze and still in the deck. Then one of the most powerful and famous oozes, Experiment Crash. We also have a Prime Speaker Venifar. She is an ooze. And Soul Gurk the Overslime. Some people have used that as a commander. And then I separated the black oozes, swamp oozes. We have Consumptive Goo, a Necroplasm, a Gelatinous Cube, nice art for it there, a Chulon, the Crab Ooze Horror, Necrotic Ooze, one of the best oozes in this deck. You can have the activated abilities of all creatures in all graveyards. And a Mephetic Ooze. That's how you say that. The mono green. Starting in mana order, from lowest to highest. We have Experiment 1, of course. Moving Wall Ooze, one of the older ones, another 1-drop. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then arguably the best ooze in this deck, best green card here, Scavenging Ooze. Got the nice promo foil there. A Corrosive Ooze to kill all equipment for certain someone's deck. A Green Slime, a new one, which is really good. People play it in green decks here. Ravenous Slime, which has been doing numbers. Then we have some more 3-drops. I'll have 3 drops here. Predator Ooze, Indestructible. An Inexorable Blob. Some Delirium. A Gluttonous Slime. Devour. And a Mimeoplasm. And a Oran Reef Ooze. Moving on to some of the bigger and badder of the oozes. Everyone's favorite, Bio Waste Blob. Ooze creatures give +1. Another big bad here, and Biogenic Ooze. Create some more oozes. A Eevee Progenitor Ooze. Get out of hand a little bit. A Consuming Blob. Another good tech ooze here, an Acidic Slime. and a spitting slime. We also have a Mimeoplasm, a gobbling ooze, a metonic slime, slurk all ingesting, a big one there, a orcree jelly, which has X into it, and finally, the last ooze, of course, the ancient ooze. So, feel free to read some of them. Pause the video and read. And lastly, I have 2 ooze tokens to round it out. And that is the deck. This is my ooze tribal. My thoughts on it. Not a lot of mana rocks. But, yeah. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe.